You have the option, bro. Are you going to take it or forget it? The ability to choose cannot be taken away or even given away. It can only be forgotten. How do we forget our ability to choose? One important insight into how and why we forget our ability to choose comes out of the classic work of Martin Seligman and Steve Mayer, who stumbled onto what they later called learned helplessness while conducting experiments on German Shepherds. Seligman and Mayer divided the dogs into three groups. The dogs in the first group were placed in a harness and administered an electric shock, but were also given a lever so they could press it to make the shock stop. So these dogs were given the ability to choose to let the shock stop whenever they wanted. The dogs in the second group were placed in the same harness and were given the same lever, same shock, but only one thing. The lever didn't work, which made the dogs powerless to anything but the electric shock. And in the third group of dogs were placed in the harness and not given any shocks at all. So remember, one group, shocks, lever that turns off the shock. Second group, shocks, lever that does not turn off the shocks. Third group, in the harness, no shocks at all. Afterwards, each dog was placed in a large box with a low divider across the center. One side of the box produced an electric shock, the other did not. Then something interesting happened. The dog that either had been able to stop the shock or had not been shocked at all in the earlier part of the experiment quickly learned to step over the divider to the side without shocks. But the dog had been powerless in the last part of the experiment did not. These dogs didn't adapt or adjust. They did nothing to try to avoid getting shocked. Why? They didn't know they had any other choice than to take the shocks. They had learned helplessness. This is evidence that humans learn helplessness in much the same way. One example I heard is that of a child who struggles early on mathematics. He tries and tries and never gets any better, so eventually he just gives up. He believes nothing he does will ever matter. This better not sound like you, bro. Fucking dark pill gloom beliefs. I have observed learned helplessness in many organizations I work with. When people believe that their efforts at work don't matter, they tend to respond in one or two ways. Sometimes they check out and stop trying, like the mathematically challenged cow. The other response is less obvious at first. They do the opposite. They become hyperactive. They know that they can't do anything, so they accept every opportunity presented, throw themselves into every assignment, and attempt to do all. This behavior does not necessarily look like learned helplessness at first glance. After all, isn't working hard evidence in someone achieving their true power? Yet, on closer examination, we can see this compulsion is more like a smokescreen. These people don't believe they have a choice or opportunity or challenge to take on. They believe that, once again, they have to do it all. I'll be the first to admit that their choices are hard. By definition, they involve saying no to something on several somethings, and that can feel like a loss. Outside the workplace, choices can be even harder. Anytime we walk into a store or restaurant or anything selling something, everything is designed to make it hard for us to say no to. When we listen to a political advertisement or print it, the objective is to make it unthinkable for us to vote for the other side. When our mother-in-law calls us up and wants us to do something, it can be hard for us all to feel we actually really have a choice. If we look at everyday life through this lens, it is hardly surprising to forget our ability to choose. Yet choice is at the very core of what it means to be an essentialist. To become an essentialist requires a heightened awareness of our ability to choose. We need to recognize it as an invincible power within us, existing separate and distinct from any other thing, person, or force. William James once wrote, "My first act of free will shall be to believe in free will." This is why the first and most crucial skill you will learn on this journey is to develop your ability to choose choice in every area of your life. Non-essentialist, I have to, forfeits the right to choose. Essentialist, I choose to, forfeit, exercises the power of choice. When we forget our power to choose, we learn to be helpless. Trip by trip, we allow our power to be taken away until we end up becoming a puppet for someone else, or even a function of their own past. In turn, we surrender our power to choose. That's the path of the non-essentialist. The essentialist doesn't just recognize the power of choice, he celebrates it. The essentialist knows that when we surrender our right to choose, we give others not just the power, but also the explicit permission to choose for us. Are you going to forget your ability to choose? Are you going to forget what you have? Don't be that guy.